Yo guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I'm gonna give you my thoughts on Disney's Snow White. Alright guys, the most controversial movie of the last 150 years or ever has finally hit movie theaters across the world. America will get its release tomorrow. For the rest of Europe and some other places, we already have it. And I have to say that the controversy, I wasn't gonna say anything about it. We all know what Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler said during these interviews the last few years, but I wasn't gonna talk about it a bunch in this video because that's not what this channel is about. This channel is about the movie, and if the movie is good, I'm gonna review the movie as it is. And I have to say that the movie definitely is interesting. And if you do not consider the controversy, because if the controversy was high and the movie was peak, I would still consider this movie peak. I do not give a shit about controversy in anything. It's just, I'm gonna keep all of that out and enjoy my movie experience. But there are a few things in this movie that speak to the controversy that will surpass or will change your expectations of it in a negative and both a positive way. And that's what I'm gonna talk about without spoiling. So, let's first get the first thing out of the way. The movie is better than you expect it to be. The movie definitely is not a train wreck. The movie is actually quite enjoyable. Let me get the first thing out. The songs, there are a lot of added songs, and the musical aspects of this movie are all bangers. The musicals and the music and the songs, every single one is a banger. Hey Ho is better in this movie than it was in the original. I've said it, it's better. It was a banger. I was absolutely vibing with everything. I was vibing with a lot of the numbers actually. It's actually really fucking good. Rachel Zegler is perfectly great as our lead. She does it really, really well. Gal Gadot is also better than I expected it to be. She still isn't good, and I still think she can't act for shit. But she was better than I thought it was going to be. And a lot of this movie is better than I thought it was going to be because of all the controversy around it. Like everything around changing the story to make it more inclusive, to make it more 2024/2025, and breaking everything from the original movie apart and completely destroying its essence and everything around that movie because it was deemed not okay in this time of life. It's really not that big of a deal. I mean, they kept almost everything of the original in this movie. It's like they changed the entire movie based on the backlash and made it more faithful to what they had before. And that's a positive thing because it's more like the original movie. So it's actually a really solid remake if you count those parts alone. There are some other parts of it though, where you think like, why was the controversy this big if the movie doesn't make that much of a difference? And if they reshot a lot to get the controversy out, then why was there a controversy in the first place? If you do not have the balls to do it, then don't do it. That's what I'm gonna say. All right, but I don't know how that is all placed out, so I'm not gonna give anything on that. It's just like the controversy around it is way bigger than the movie itself. The story itself is perfectly fine. The songs are banger. The acting is okay. The CGI is interesting. It's very good in some parts and very interesting in other parts. The dwarfs aren't as big of a problem as I thought they were going to be when I watched this movie beforehand. If all the controversy, I don't think I've ever said that word so much. If all the controversy around the dwarfs wasn't as big beforehand, I would have absolutely no single problem with this. If they casted people with dwarfism alone and made it, I would have been perfectly fine with it. If they did it like this, I would have been perfectly fine with it. Of course, Peter Dinklage said something and they said, okay, now we can't do it because one guy told them something about it and they made it in the way that it's now made. I would have been perfectly fine with it. There is a problem with it though. Peter Dinklage tells the world that they shouldn't cast people with dwarfisms as the dwarf. Peter Dinklage said that they couldn't cast people with dwarfism as the dwarfs in this movie, which is something I can really get behind. It's something I can completely follow. I don't know how it feels if you are a person like that, if you are a guy with dwarfism, because I don't have it, so I can't put myself in their shoes, but for some reason I can think of reasons like, yeah, I see why that would be cruel to some of the people that have it. Other people that have spoken out said that, well, thank you, Peter Dinklage, you just took a job from us. I can also get behind that. But if there wasn't any controversy around it, then I would have liked the dwarfs as they are right now perfectly fine. I do think they are extremely adorable. I do think they are quite nice and they look like the original, which is something I really appreciate. And I would have loved everything about the dwarfs if it wasn't for one small detail in the movie that grabbed my attention and I was actually kind of mad about. Because they will not cast people with dwarfism to be the dwarfs in this movie. They want to be inclusive in that way, that they will not do that, which is something I appreciate, as I just said. But then they do cast the guy with dwarfism and put him in the least interesting and least notable role ever, the most forgettable role, only has 2 lines of dialogue, and the only reason for him to be a guy with dwarfism in that movie is because they wanted to add him so they can add another piece and level of inclusivity to it. And that's something I have a problem with, because they don't make it for the dwarfs, they do make it for someone else, so that doesn't make sense because of the things that happened behind the scenes. That being said, I still like this character. I laughed with this character, even though he was the least memorable. It's just something that Disney fucked up once again. The dwarfs, perfectly fine. The movie, perfectly fine. The song's absolute banger. That's all I can say. The movie is absolutely fine. So now, all controversy aside, because I said I wouldn't talk a lot about it, and then I did, there is a problem with this movie I have, and that is the added parts to it. Every Disney remake has added parts, added content. Every movie they make now is longer. Sometimes it works pretty well. Take a look at Aladdin. Sometimes it doesn't work. A movie that also works with added content is The Little Mermaid. I really think the added content works well for that movie. Some movies have it where it doesn't completely work. My perfect example for that is Dumbo. Dumbo is around twice longer, and I hate it for it because it's that more boring. And I can add Snow White to the movies where it just doesn't work because they want to be more inclusive and they want to have more empowerment, which is something I again can get behind. I can open my mind to it, but then they add the last 20 minutes of it, which was gonna be the biggest change to the story because they're gonna do something entirely different with it, and it didn't work at all. It felt boring, it felt childish even, and it felt just really weird and out of place. It didn't make sense at all. So if you change the original story to get something better, completely can get behind it. But not in the way that they did it, because it just doesn't make sense, and it makes some of the characters even worse, and it makes your story worse because there are things that just do not make sense. And if you want me to make a video about it where I can get into spoilers, I will definitely do it. So please tell me in the comments down below. In the end, Snow White is not as big of a train wreck as people are making it out to be. This movie is gonna get review bombed, but all I can say is go watch it for yourself. Don't take a look at any review because the reviews will not be valuable for this movie. People are gonna hate it to just hate on it. The movie is definitely fine, but it has problems. And the biggest problem this movie faces is just a greedy, exclusive studio that really tries to make the buck of inclusivity and does it on all the wrong fronts. That's the biggest problem of this movie. Snow White itself, perfectly fine. I'm still gonna give it 3 stars because I genuinely thought this was fine. What did you think of this movie? Please let me know in the comments down below because I'm really excited to hear your opinion on it, and I want to thank you for watching. Bye bye.